Hello, beautiful, vibrant souls. I'm so glad that this video has crossed your timeline today. We are here to pull some cards for the collective, see what messages Spirit has for us. If you are looking for more personal, in-depth guidance, I am more than happy to offer that. I do so on a sliding scale, so it always fits within your budget. But let's see what messages Spirit has for us here. It's very interesting. Combination of card. Okay, no, not really. Interesting only in the positive reflections. It does at some point come with some confusion when people see the hangman, but when I see this card, especially with this combination of our Six of Cups and also our Nine of Cups, we're talking about a state of reflection of gratitude. There's no need to make any decisions. You can breathe deeply. Things are all happening in divine timing. Things are flowing to you. They're naturally making their way in a course that makes sense. You don't have to overthink it. You're just doing what feels right. You're doing what feels good to you. You're taking time to prioritize yourself. You're taking time with loved ones and focusing on the connections that matter the most. The self-care stuff that actually matters. We're not just lighting a candle and sitting in the bathtub unless that's what gives you time to grant yourself the peace and serenity that you deserve. Some people take that as an opportunity just to be away from others and not deal with things that matter. But what does self-care mean to you when it comes to nourishing your soul? I like to think of it in terms of things that are in my best interest. And yes, sometimes that is rest and peace and quiet. And sometimes that is getting out and breathing in some fresh air and feeling the sunshine on my skin. And sometimes that is picking up that book that I've been wanting to read for so long and I just never take the time to do it. Not because I need to read it, but because I want to. Sometimes that means that I'm going to clean up my space because I deserve to be in an organized and clean space. And yes, there are always things that need to be done that are important, and there's people that rely on you and all these things. That doesn't mean that your needs aren't as important and vital. This is a state of balance, of reflection, of taking some time to just exist and be in the present and just appreciate what we have and think about the things that we do want more of. Will help you going forward to maintain this great energy that we have. This one's the Six of Cups, pleasure. There is so many different ways that we can experience joy in life. This is talking about finding a state of, again, equilibrium, things that can be balanced. We're not going into excess here. We're not talking about superficial, shallow types of indulgence. What we're talking about is things that bring real connection, things that can be brought in from our getting family connections, your roots, people that you've known a long time, people that you've wanted to reconnect with, people that have a place in your life that is deeper than the people that you just happen to casually say hello to every day. Even if you haven't known them for a tremendously long time, these are the people that got a deeper understanding of who you are as a person and have maintained that know truly who you are and what you're about, and you've gotten the opportunity to know them, and you stand by each other and really support each other in the ways that matter most. Now, this is about connecting with these people and spending time with these people, honoring and cherishing these people, celebrating with these people, having an opportunity to get together and really pay attention to what that connection means and what it's done for you in your life, sharing those true deep feelings. And we also have this Nine of Cups, which is a very important step in the process of celebrating you. This is the acknowledgement of the work that you've done. This is the growth. This is the healing that's taken place. This is years upon years of spending as much time as necessary in therapy and alone and reflecting and separating yourself from toxic relationships that were not beneficial to you. This is the celebration of all of that because this is where it starts to feel like life is really, really coming together for you in ways that you could have never expected. We're not talking about the superficial, material type things. We're talking about the way you feel about who you are, the way you feel about life, the way you feel about your goals and desires. Did you ever think that you would make it this far? Did you ever think that you would be able to overcome all of those challenges? But you didn't. But there were times that you wondered if you were ever get to the other side of things when you were ever just feel comfortable in your own skin. This is that. This is that celebration of honoring yourself for who you are in your journey, your individual, unique path, and what's brought you here. Nobody else has experienced it the way that you have. It doesn't mean that they can't compare in some way, or maybe they don't have some similar situations that they've been through and have overcome that you can unite and bond together with. That's what some of these connections are from. But this is about the celebration of an honoring of the journey that you've taken place, that you've taken yourself on, that you have struggled with, and finally being able to look at it and go, I'm happy with who I am. I'm a good person. I love what I do for in life. I love what I do for other people. I can sleep at night. I feel good about that. I haven't been perfect, and there's always room for growth. But I never thought I'd get here to today. So for now, let's just celebrate right now. Let's enjoy who this person is and worry about the rest another day. Be still, be comfortable, be confident, celebrate, honor yourself in the present. Breathe deeply, enjoy some sunshine. We are nearing spring, and it is a perfect opportunity for you to go and just observe nature and how she rejuvenates herself every year, just as you do. We have our lively fox spirit, which is about thinking on your feet. Things can change quickly for us. We can be comfortable in our position. We can be comfortable in where we are in life, and things can happen. All of a sudden, things change. The floor can drop out from under us. And the difference between you and other people is that you know when it's time to move. You trust your intuition. You've been feeling very deeply. I'm feeling from spirit that you have had this little nudge that things are going to happen, something's changing. And you've been thinking about how you will be able to pivot and handle these changes. You've been thinking about the things that you can do differently. You've been thinking about setting yourself up to be ready for these changes. Perhaps getting for some that this has to do with a necessary change in job or career. You've been looking at this and you decided at some point that it would just be smart for you to plan ahead and to maybe preserve some extra funds, some emergency funds to secure some things. You've been paying attention to your credit and making sure that you're not living to excess so that regardless of what happens, you can pivot easily and it doesn't affect your comfort and your stability in life. I'm getting for others that this is more about you recognizing that a family or relationship situation is changing, shifting dynamic, and where you live or the place that you spend a lot of time anyway is about to shift and change for you. This hasn't bothered you at all. In fact, it feels almost welcome. Things were getting a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too stagnant. And so you started to think about where would you like to go? How will you be spending your time differently? And you've put yourself into a position to make it convenient and easy for you to shift gears in this sense. Thinking on your feet is about being ready and willing for change as it comes to you and trusting and knowing that spirit has guided you to that place and that that is the time, that is the moment for you to make those decisions. You don't want to wait. You don't want to hesitate. You don't want to doubt or question. When it comes, you just go. Make the jump, take the next step, do the thing you said you were always going to do. If you've been contemplating starting school, go see if you can get that signed up and get ready for it. If you've been waiting to wonder if you should change careers, update your resume and get out there and start putting those resumes out there now. You never know when that opportunity is going to present itself, but if you position yourself mentally to a place where you're ready for change, when you're ready for things to happen, you don't question or doubt it when it does finally land in your lap, when that situation finally occurs. If something were to happen, I'm getting for some of you that you are dealing with a loved one who is struggling with some health conditions, then you know that there's going to be a change. There's nothing wrong with you contemplating what your life might be like after this. In fact, it may be advisable to help you avoid potentially getting lost in grief. It's not that you're not going to take time to grieve, but getting lost in grief is a completely different situation where people start to realize that they never thought about the situation as it was and what was inevitably going to happen. And now they find themselves struggling to figure out how to pick those pieces up and move on. I think it's wise for us to think in the present. I think it's also wise for us to consider what we have out there for us in the future. What types of things are you looking for? And when that happens, are you ready for them? Fox Spirit wants us to be ready to be nimble, be light on our feet, be ready and accepting of change, even if it doesn't look exactly like we thought it was going to look. If it feels right, if you know that the time is now, you're willing to just take that jump, take that leap, change direction, and enjoy it. See what that next journey has for you. Explore that path. You can always shift again, but for now, there's a lot to look forward to. There's an energy of a lot of change coming forward for you. Feels as though things are moving and they're going to be moving more quickly. So this gives you an opportunity to think about that. And then when it happens, it's not nearly as scary as you thought it was going to be. Our opportunity card comes up just to reinforce further the changes that are on the horizon for us. Opportunity presents itself in a lot of different ways. There are times that it seemingly comes out of nowhere, and there's times that it was something that you desired and manifested intentionally. You just didn't know when to expect it. There was always something in the back of your mind that you were waiting for it. The situation with this opportunity is that you have to be quick to move on it. You can't be questioning, you can't be doubting, you can't wonder if it's right. I'm almost getting this idea that you may even want to keep the mindset that you need to accept the opportunity and then be willing to consider that there may be another opportunity coming as well. And you can walk away from that first decision if you need to. You don't need to doubt or question whether you should just wait it out. Don't wait it out. Take the opportunity as it's been presented. There's some advantage to that. And if another opportunity presents itself, that just means it's even more in alignment with what you're looking for. You have the opportunity to make a decision then and compare and contrast. What's important is that we handle these opportunities appropriately, that we're mature about them, that we communicate, that we do right by people, we treat the people in line with these opportunities properly so that we open up potential opportunities, we open up connections, and we network with other people. We treat them with respect and care. We honor ourselves and we respond with in a dignified fashion. There's no issues with the repercussions of going into one opportunity only to realize that it's maybe not for you. Because maybe down the road that will change. But for now, you go with what you feel. But I am feeling that it's been something that's been a long time you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for something to pop out at you to fit right. This card is signifying that You don't want to think too deeply about it when it comes to, as long as it's not an obvious, don't want that, then you want to say yes and give it give it a chance. Give it that, the opportunity to really pan out and see what it feels like and explore it and see what other options it opens up for you, to see what kind of possibilities lie there for you. Seems like there's a lot of change on the horizon for people that have both been asking for it deliberately, and those who have just been unhappy and asking for it without realizing. So, speaking directly to those who have been unhappy and who have been asking for change without realizing it, only you can take the action to change the things that you're unhappy about. And sometimes that means doing things that you didn't expect yourself to do, doing things that take you out of your comfort zone. You've not been happy, but you've also not taken action to change that. So this card is your sign to go ahead and do that. It's going to pan out better than you expected. It may not be something that you thought was going to work out for you. You may have thought that there was something um, that maybe wasn't for you or didn't quite fit right, but this card is telling you to give it a chance because it's going to surprise you. It's going to give you exactly what you've really been asking for. Thank you so much for joining me on your journey. I am always grateful to have you along, and I always welcome hearing from you. I hope we can talk again.